All right, how's it going, everyone? Nick Atkin here. It's the One Championship podcast. Some big breaking news we're going to discuss tonight. I wouldn't normally do a show on a Sunday night in here in Hong Kong. You can see I'm in my bathrobe. I'm relaxing. I was chilling out today, but some big news we had to cover. According to Nico Carrillo's coach, JP Gallagher, the title fight against Superlek is off 170 in Bangkok next month. And Superlek himself also posted. We will discuss that. But yes, big breaking news here tonight. The co-main event from 170, it looks like it is no longer happening and it's going to be moved to a new date. I'll get into everything that JP said. Yes, Combat Sports Today is right. Bathrobe Nick is back. Rod Tang crying. Perfect use of this custom emoji from Melissa that you can get if you sign up to be a member. Two of the members in the house there. Thanks for joining me. It is a strange time for me to do a show. Sorry, I hope you all enjoy it. A bonus show for you. Sunday morning in the US, Sunday night in Asia. Why not? Somewhere in between if you're in Europe. Let me know if you're watching, where you're from. But yeah, big breaking news. I'm going to pull up my Instagram just to discuss it. It won't be a long show tonight, hopefully. I always say that and then get dragged into like an hour and a half. But hoping to do short, sharp, brief show tonight just to discuss this breaking news because yes, it is pretty interesting news. There it is. I put it on my Instagram a bit about 4 hours ago, so it's not exactly breaking 5 minutes ago. It's been known for I found out about 4 hours ago, as you can see from this post, but I think it even broke about an hour before that. I was on the roof. I was painting my roof. So I wasn't even checking my phone, but when I checked my phone, I saw everything was blowing up. That JP Gallagher had posted. So this was JP's post. Unfortunately, this morning we got the news that Superlek has cancelled and withdrawn from the fight on January 24. We are devastated with the amount of time, work, and money we've put into this camp. We flew the full team out 5 weeks early, and as we were about to commence work, the fight was dropped. The title was within reach, and now it's being put off. The only consolation is that the fight has been put back not too long at all, thanks to Chatri and Timo for helping us and finding a solution. So Timo Rug, I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope I haven't butchered it. He's vice president of ONE Thailand, one of the head honchos over there. So that is the main point here to take away. I think that the fight has already been rearranged, and we'll get into that in a sec. Just to finish off the message from JP, says, this is a difficult time for us. Please do not message and WhatsApp him. You won't get a response. We understand lots of you have paid money for flights, tickets, but right now it isn't really what he needs to hear as he's still trying to digest the situation. The show must go on, and Nico will be champion very soon. It cuts off there, but I think the message finished saying something like, please wait for news on the new fight date. And then I didn't post it, but I saw it from my buddy Connor McDougall. I've spelled it wrong. I think he's only got one. Has he? One FC Connor. It is two. So if you're not following already, please go follow Connor. He's now on Instagram. But he published the picture. So I think this is on one of Superlek's Facebook pages or something, and translates as "see you then," and the lightning bolt, which is Superlek's hand gesture thing, which I can never do, and then the shush sign thing, which he also has made one of his trademarks, and a Japanese flag. So putting two and two together, a lot of people were saying, yes, Superlek has hinted he will be on 172 now, which is, of course, in Japan at Saitama Super Arena. So give me your thoughts on that bombshell news. It looks like, yes, we will get this fight now 2 months later on March 23, I think it is. May I just say, if that is the case, Wow, what a card we have in Japan. We've got Rodtang versus Takeru, 5 rounds. I'm not sure it'll go that far. And we know we've got Yuya Wakamatsu, Adriano Moraes rematch, but you throw, and I've heard of another title fight as well, which will be announced soon, I'm sure. And now you put this one in, Superlek against Nico Carrillo. What a fantastic card that is going to be. Some people saying this has, hurt 170 in Bangkok, but I still think that's a really good card. You still do have 2 title fights. If they could somehow throw together a third one in the next 3 weeks, that would be great, but that's a very tough proposition to do. I'm not sure you could really find people on short notice like that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. But there it is. There's the bombshell news. Give me your feedback. How you feeling? Chummy Boy says, yeah, all the posts have been removed or something. I can't find them. Yeah, I didn't know they had been deleted. I guess maybe the fight's not been signed yet, the new one, so who knows. I'm just going off what JP has put out there and Superlek. Afternoon in Scandinavia. Perfect. From Melissa. What's up? JK is not surprised. Connor says it's the worst news I can imagine waking up to. Anto is that Antoine? Says what, he's out, no way. Yeah, it was a shock, huh? Combat Sports Today seems like the fight is already rebooked, yes. New date has been arranged. Yeah, JP removed his post also, didn't he? Seems like a rebellion, says Chummy Boy. Good day, Nick. NG says anything from Superlek himself. Just what Connor put in his post. Yeah, I didn't see that. Chester, what's up? Another member of the channel. How you doing, sir? Says I'm hoping Superlek is just taking time to get goosed up on trend for this. If they throw Pet Gija in there, I might consider, says Chummy Boy. Yeah, that could be one they could do. They need a short notice title fight. Perhaps you could do, I don't know, Pet Gija and Alicia, both of them based in Thailand, obviously. So not impossible, but 3 weeks, not great time to prepare for a title fight, especially against someone like Pet Gija. If you're Alicia, I guess making weight, I don't know what she walks around at, but if it was Smiller, she'd definitely need 2 months to make strawweight if she's coming down. But Taiwan Shai versus Superbomb will be fire, so it's okay. Melissa says yes. It's still a great card, I think. 170. I'll look at it in a minute. Percy sees Bibiano is back with one. Yes, he'll be in Qatar in February. NG doubts that Nico will take anyone else other than Superlek. He has cleaned out everyone else. Yeah, they've already rebooked this, so it's all good. Official Louis, what's up? Good to see you. Another member of the channel. Yeah, don't know what's going on with Pet Gija. Obviously, there was a bit of beef a few months ago with her and Venom. It seemed to be. She seems to have moved gyms as well. I think to Seoul, Japan. Anonymous is pissed about this news. Why is Superlek running? It's all right. Yeah, as Connor says, 170 is still great with Superbomb versus Tawanchai, Andrade versus Kwan, Sexton versus Solino, so much more. It sucks losing Superlek, but still a banger card. Let's look at the card then. Yeah. Oh, I already have it open. Let me share my screen. There it is. Okay. So yes, Tawanchai versus Superbomb. Andrade, Kwan, Sexan, Solinu, Marisa Bevy against Samat Memedov. So that was meant to happen in Denver. And I remember arriving in Denver, and then I think I was at breakfast one day, and I just saw Samat. His arm was in a sling, and something had happened to him on the way there or in training a few days before the fight. Yeah, so he definitely couldn't fight. Maurice still made weight and got paid his show money. But they've rearranged that one. That's good. Another MMA fight. Nabati versus Nabil, also announced fairly recently. I think on my birthday they announced that one, December 18th. So yeah, Nabil moving on from Pentanong. Smoking Joe against Bampara Kuyate. Johan Ghazali against Johan Estupinan. Marcelo Garcia against Imanari, grappling fight. Surian Lek against Tant Zin. Freddie Haggerty v Jordan Estupinan. So it is still a great card, I think. Even if you take out Superlek against Nico, as long as this fight here at the top stays together, I think you've still got a great show. Is it as good as it's going to be? Obviously, no. Losing Superlek and Nico is a big blow, but I think a lot of people bought tickets for that fight. You imagine some people might even be flying in for that. So, well, as JP said, I think a bunch of people were flying in from Scotland for it. So it is disappointing, but I think you're still going to see a great show, which is the main point. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you have a ticket, even if you spent some good money on one of those front row things, or the packages near the front. I think it's still a great show. You're going to see a lot of knockouts. Let's be honest. I think these first two fights will probably be ending in a finish. The grappling, probably getting a submission from Marcelo there. Ghazali or Stupidan's going to be a train wreck, car crash kind of thing in a good way. I mean, just absolute chaos. Joe and Vampira, I think, we might get a very violent war there. Nabil, Nabati, depends. Nabil's kind of been quite. I wouldn't say his fights have been dull, but they've been. Fighters are struggling to get anywhere close to him. So we'll see if Cameron can close the distance. Bevi and Samat, I'm sure will be fun. I like Marisa Bevi. Sex and Solonu will be great. Be very violent. Fabricio and Quan, I don't think either man's going to shoot. So it's pretty much a stand-up fight anyway. And the main event, we know how good that will be. So still a good card. I think you'll get your money's worth. It is a shame, but bonus now, if you're going to Japan, it sounds like you're going to get this fight on that card with Rodtang as well. So that is awesome. But yes, let me know all your thoughts on this. We'll go through some comments. Chummy Boy still wants Superlek. Damn it, I bought the ticket for him. Otherwise, I'll be watching at home. So they're moving to Japan. Asako says, it sounds like it from Superlek's social media post earlier. He put a Japanese flag on it. 170 Project Jai versus DiBella. Go. Yeah, the problem with that is I don't think John DiBella could feasibly do a fight on, what is it now, 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Notice coming from Canada, I think he would want a good 2 months to prepare for that. But also, I think Prajanjai may have other business to attend to first, which you may hear about soon. And I think, if anything, the play here, if you're going to use DiBella or if you're going to add another title fight, I kind of floated it already on Twitter. I think you do an interim. I've been saying it for a while. Interim kickboxing strawweight belt, Sam A against DiBella. But yeah, would DiBella do that? I don't know. It's pretty tough. Maybe if we were a little bit further out, 5 weeks. What is it now? It's Sunday the 29th. So, is it 3 weeks or 4? I'm clicking my calendar up. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, basically it's 3.5 weeks, basically. So I don't know. That's a pretty tough one. especially flying from Canada and adapting to the time zone. You're losing a few days there. We'll see. We'll see. I bet Russell Crowe is pissed. Says Anonymous. Yeah, so the other big thing about this card, obviously, Russell Crowe will be filming the Beast in Me, this movie, this MMA themed movie, which is going to be shooting some scenes at this fight week and on fight night. So that's pretty cool. I think it's fine. I don't think Russell will be annoyed. It happens. Fights get cancelled. Fights fall through. It's a shame. One has had some very bad luck with numbered cards. I think recently you've got to think Denver. What happened there? Stamp and Jong fell off that, and Mikey and Cade fell off. Then Mikey and Bebeto fell off. A few other things fell off there as well. Like we said, Maurice Samat. But in terms of big main event stuff, yeah, June's show at Impact the last time 167. Stamp and Denise fell off that. What am I thinking of? Yeah, Rodtang Takeru last January in Japan 165. Qatar, they had a bit of bad luck on the night with some stuff with the red cards. Yeah, so some might say it's a curse. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, how unlucky can you keep getting? This was going to be brilliant. I'm sure it's still going to be great. Yeah, so it is a shame, very much a shame, but I'm still super hyped for the show. JK says, actually, what's messed up is changing out Joe with Superbomb because he lost to him. Why announce a fight, then cancel it just because you decided to give him a few months before? Oh, yeah, that was 170, was it? 169. I think it wasn't just because he lost. He actually had a fractured orbital, or Tawanchai did. And I can't remember. This was the Atlanta card. I think Tawanchai was still injured from the fight with Joe in June, so there was a lot going on with that one. Bevy versus Samat is a sleeper fight. Love the legendary coffee man, says Connor. NG says, in terms of the Japan card, they will need all the help they can get. Yeah, the coffees. A bevy is let me see if I can find it. It's hilarious. I can't remember what show it was, but I think it was just before Danielle Kelly walked out, past the Hall of Champions or whatever you call it. The bevy who fought earlier on the card, I think he had knocked out Blake Cooper's Blake Cooper, yeah. And then yeah. I don't know if I show it, I might get a copyright strike or something. So I'm not gonna. But it is superb. If you can find it, I think I tweeted about it at the time. So yeah, he just kind of walks on screen with 4 coffees. And then Danielle Kelly walks past him. Hilarious. I forgot about that. In terms of the Japan card, NG says they will need all the help they can get to fill Saitama Super Arena. It's massive, and with Superlek versus Nico plus Rodtang versus Takeri TC, I think they can do it. Yeah, I think this is a great point from NG. Plus side, Saitama Super Arena has 37,000 at the max capacity, or you could have something like 29,000, I think, or 22. One haven't really confirmed officially which allocation they'll be doing, but I think having Superlek on the card certainly does not make things worse. It definitely, I think, could help move some more tickets. Obviously, Superlek would be well known there now after beating Takeru in January, so it can only help, I think. And to be fair, I guess Impact Arena is already sold out, and I don't think people are going to start flogging their tickets or anything because it's still a great show. Tetsuya says the grappling fight should be the new co-main. I think Tetsuya, another member, might be yanking my chain here. Chris Edwards Bailey, hello Chris, how are you, sir? Says Superbon and Andrade, 100%. Yeah. I would be pissed, says Anonymous, if I flew from Scotland to Thailand and the fight gets cancelled. Well, yeah, it is a shame. This seems to happen. Yeah, sadly, it's happening a few times with one, and I don't think they can do anything about it. They had a few things last year with Haggerty and Andrade fight got pushed back a month. Then Super One Tawanchai got pushed back twice because of injuries to both men or injury to Super One or illness to Tawanchai. Which forced some big rearrangements, and I don't think there's anything one can do. I think I criticized them at the time of those ones, saying they didn't really have. If you have one title fight on a card and then the title fight falls through, and you're scrambling around 3 weeks before a show trying to make a title fight, that is you need to be more prepared than that. You need to have 2-3 title fights per card, and that's what they've done on this card. They've got 3 title fights, so now they have 2. So I think it's fine. Could they add one more big name tie to it? With a title in line, I think that would only help. But if they don't, I don't think it's a problem. Honestly, I think the card's still very good. Connor says, great that the Man of Steel is still fighting Sexan. Would have been a big blow to the card if we lost both of those guys. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, Solinu surviving a crazy car crash about a month ago. Beginning of this month, was it? And somehow he's been cleared to fight. Definitely is the Man of Steel. Percy says, what do you think of K1's Carlos Katana blasting one and Chadri? I haven't seen the latest one, or maybe I did. I think he's done it a few times, yeah. Those guys definitely have a war of words going on. But I thought, is this the guy who left K1 as well recently? Producer Carlos, is it? I don't know. I haven't seen what he said. Please let me know. Yes. It is what it is. They're going back and forth, aren't they? Anatoly, I remember you. What's up, Anatoly, my guy? I think he's still. Is he? I think you're with Sports Keto as well now. So yeah, I met Anatoly when he was working for Leon with Asian Persuasion MMA. I met him at the Manila show somewhere. Is that right? Yeah, what a nice guy. Saw Leon again last week in Bangkok at the Tentpole Friday Fights 92. I mean, I don't know if they're even still calling it a Tentpole because they didn't make it a pay-per-view in the end, but whatever you want to call it, Friday Fights 92, great show. Saw my old buddy Leon Jennings. Yeah, obviously Leon used to be on the show with me when we did it on SCMP, as did Chris Edwards Bailey, who brought up on the screen a bit earlier. Shout out to both guys. Shout out to Anatoly. Anonymous says, every numbered one event gets the main event cancelled. Why? Something to seem planned. I don't think it's planned, yeah. Honestly, I think it's just really bad luck. Moy Fire says, how likely is it ONE FC have a chance to change their mind and not relieve Superlek and Nico? Well, if Superlek's injured, and this is what I'm speculating, I don't know anything about the situation, I think then they have no choice, If he's said, look, I've got this little injury, it's going to set me back 4 weeks, something like that. Can't do the fight. But the good thing is he said, let's rebook it immediately. And they have done, it sounds like, for Japan. So a lot of people joking, calling him Super Duck, I've heard already. But Yeah, I don't think it sounds like it's definitely not gonna be on the show. If Superlek is pulled out and they have, Chatri and Timo have spoken to JP Gallagher as he said, definitely that is something that cannot be. It's not at the point I think where they're still thinking we may be able to salvage this. That is yeah, we got to move this fight. So I'm sorry, Muay Fire. Sorry to everyone who was hoping to see this fight on there. Hannibal would like to see Haggerty on that card. Well, Haggerty's got a fight in Doha a month later. A title defense, kickboxing belt. Yeah, if maybe if Haggerty, if this had happened a couple weeks ago, when did they announce that Haggerty fight? Maybe you could have thrown that on this card instead. Maybe they can bump it up. I don't know. I feel like Doha is kind of shaping up to be an all MMA thing anyway. So if they could perhaps get another MMA title fight on there, I don't know, Rug and Malakin rematch makes sense to me. If you can convince Haggerty and Wei to bump it up 4 weeks and give them the co-main and Bangkok Impact Arena, who knows? Stranger things have happened, but I feel like that fight would be a better fit on this card than in Doha. So I've heard worse ideas. Yeah, Hannibal, you might be right. And obviously Haggerty is pretty well known in Thailand. Won his titles there, beating Nongo and Andrade. He fought Rod Tang twice, Superlek. Yeah, I think the crowd would respond to him. Don't forget they cancelled the Atlanta card. They moved it, Connor. Let's not get into this. Anonymous. Remember when they cancelled Stamp versus Denise because media obligations for a documentary that never came out? Weird. I don't know why they cancelled. I think that was an injury for Stamp. Or you mean when they moved it from? Because originally it was going to be on Qatar, wasn't it? Then it was pushed to June. I don't know. I don't remember at the time seeing a reason for that. But yeah, they were shooting a documentary. I remember. I think I was on screen for some of it. I don't think it ever came out. Yeah, it's a shame. It would have been quite fun. You had all this drama with Liam Harrison's weight miss. You had who was on that card? Rod Tang and Purich, Tawanchai Joe. That craziness with the crowd going nuts on at the end. Does it make sense if Tawanchai has the injury? Don't you think? JK says. I can't remember what we were talking about. Tawanchai and Joe. Yeah, there was something going on there. I don't know what. I was one fight night 14 in Singapore. That was Marisa Berry's coffees. Yeah. I think I was here for that in Hong Kong. Best moment of the card. Has one ever acknowledged the coffee incident? It was hilarious and really raised his profile. I'm not sure they acknowledged it. I think because I think even Dana White kind of commented on it on Twitter or something. So I'm not sure they wanted to draw attention to it. But yeah, Dana was the first reply on it, saying he used it to take a dig at Espinoza. So it's not like he was dunking on one; he was dunking on one of his mortal enemies. Showtime's what is it? Executive Steven Espinoza. But yeah, it was funny. It's a shame. Maybe if Dana hadn't waded in, they could have done something with it. Anyway, what else is next? Shummy Boy says, I think for a lot of people, this might be the last straw. They also seem to put everything on the fight as well. Like, oh, well, it's our fault. Mikey messed up his lung trying to make weight. Well, in their defense on that one, Mikey definitely is the one who said, I would like to do a title defense. And they said to him, they offered him catch weight. You can do catch weight against this guy, Berbeta. He said, "No, I think I can make it." And he was the one who insisted on, as far as I know, insisted on doing the flyweight title defense. So they said, "If you think you can do it, sure." And it sounds like he would have been fine, but for two things, the Denver air, when he did his usual breathing exercises he does, Denver air really, really tore up his lung. So again, this is not one's fault. And then there was something else. I think Mikey was using electrolytes, they said, and that messed up the weight cut. So yeah, I know it seems like, yeah, one, you want to. I just don't want everyone to pile on them over that one. It wasn't their fault. I don't think many of these fights are one's fault. When if Haggerty, Haggerty and Andrade getting pushed back. I have heard of what happened with that, and it's not been reported. I don't think it ever would, but yeah, that was just something out of their control completely. And Superbon injuring his calf for the Tawanchai fight, which was going to be October, I think. Not their fault. Tawanchai getting ill for November, not their fault, or whatever it was, December. I'm sure there have been a few that they have switched, like Stamp and Denise from Qatar. But I think it's better to have Stamp and Denise in Bangkok anyway. And then Stamp got injured, so it's not one's fault. You might say there might be some that they have switched. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I think I just think they've been dreadfully unlucky with a bunch of these things. I can't think of another promotion that's had out of the last 15 months had sort of 5-6 major main events like that falling through, maybe more. I think if we went back through the last 2 years of cards, I feel like it's happened like even more than that. And then yeah, it's dreadfully unlucky. There have been a few, where fighters have missed weight, lost their belt on the scale, something like that, and then the fight is no longer for the title, or only one fighter can win. Some people might say, "Oh, that's one's fault because of their system," but it is their system, so it's the fighter's fault for not making weight and passing hydration. I sound like I'm defending one there, but honestly, I don't think the Mikey one was their fault. Let me know what you think. This is a healthy debate, Comments. There's some more comments. Anonymous says, if they're adding Superlek to Japan, you just know Rodtang versus Takura getting cancelled. Well, the good thing if that is, if one of those guys now does get injured, I don't think Nico will be happy about it, but you could throw Rodtang versus Superlek together to save that card, or the Carey versus Superlek 2. I don't think either of them would want to fight Nico. But yeah, let's not even think about that, because I think Nico Carrillo would burn the world down if he was pulled out of this title fight, so that Superlek could go fight Rodtang again or Takara again. JK says it's a make or break in 2025 for one. I don't know. I think they've got some good cards coming up the first quarter of the year. I'm interested to see if that kind of flow of big numbered cards carries on. I don't think it will. I think we'll have a gap after March, and then looks like there's going to be one in May in America, and then let me we'll look on this website of this. Have a quick look. Seeing as I'm on it, events. Okay, what do I do? Upcoming events. Right, yeah, we got 170, then Fight Night 28, February, early Feb, then Qatar, late Feb, Fight Night 29, early March, 172, late March, So very busy first 3 months. 2 shows each month. Plus, you probably got a tentpole Friday fight show in March somewhere. I don't know where. Gonna be a busy one. April, you got a Fight Night 30. May got a one. It's not been named yet. Just called One US Event, TBA. I mean, yeah, interesting. They haven't got a fight night scheduled then for early May. That may be added. You never know. Yeah, but then there's one show a month. It looks like for June, July, August, September, October, November, and December with another US event December. I would expect that calendar to expand a bit. I think they'll probably add in, if this is a numbered event here, the US ones in May and December. I think they'll add fight nights earlier in those months. Although the US one in December is the first week, so not sure. And also, yeah, we'll never. I've learned now not to think too far ahead with one's schedule. They change it quite a bit. It's never really set in stone, but as in it's not like canceling events, things like that. It's just they add things, they change names. Yeah, so I think don't think too far ahead with that. Just look at the first quarter of the month. Right. Connor's corner. Yeah, every big numbered card has had something big go wrong since 165 to Connor. It is a bad streak. Yeah, unlucky. Percy says Buchecha said he fought his last fight with one. Do you think he'll resign? I don't know if I didn't see him say that anywhere. If he did, let me know where you saw it. I interviewed him and asked him what's next. He was very non-committal on whether anything. I didn't know at the time actually that he was his contract was coming up, and then I saw it was posted on Twitter, I think, that I guess his manager is Ali Abdelaziz, and Ali put it out through, I can't remember which media member it was from the US, that yeah, Buchecha was a free agent. I don't think he technically was or still is, because in one, if you finish your contract, there's still a matching period. So I don't know how long Buchecha's. Well, I do, but I'm not going to report it. But I still think he's technically not a free agent. So do you think he'll resign with one? I think there's a good chance. It just depends what. I don't know what he can get elsewhere, honestly. What do you think the UFC would pay for him? Is he gonna make more money there than one? He's got a pretty good purse at one, but one may also say, "Well, we want to bring you down." Who knows? I don't know how these negotiations go. If you were pushing me for a prediction, I don't know. Honestly, I think I think it could happen because I know he has the link up with Phuket Fight Club and Leo Elias, so I could see him staying. I think he's pretty close to a title shot. If he could theoretically be next. You probably do the Malakin Rug rematch, but I think Buchecha would. If Malakin was to reclaim the belt, you definitely Buchecha would fight Rug next because Rug beat him. Or you could do Buchecha versus Malakin. I think I was talking to Connor about this at some point. I think it was, or maybe it was Silverwolf, my guy, about how Gary Tonin looks like has left as well. And we just were saying it's kind of a shame because, yeah, these are guys who are in their, the end of their primes, I think, in terms of age, like early 30s or mid 30s. Yeah, Toner's 33, Buchecha, I think 34. So that's right about the age, where you're in your real prime as an MMA fighter, I think. Well, heavyweights, you can go a bit later, but it's like probably best for you to stick around in an organization you've been in already for a number of years, where you've got close to the title. I think I don't know what's happening with Tonin, but I hope they can salvage that, because I think Gary Tonin still deserves his title shot against Tenkai. It's gone to Akbar Abdullayev now. But yeah, definitely Gary Tonin should have got that. But he blew up at ONE on social media in September, and was then removed from the rankings. And I'm not sure we'll see him again in ONE anyway. NG saying, I don't know if you've heard about it, but Rotang may be leaving Chikmagalon Gym and dropping the name in the future to start his own gym, as said by Saw A in an interview. Hadn't heard that, NG. Thanks for pointing it out. Can he? Can he leave? I think it was, we had a show a couple months ago or whatever. He missed weight, it was. And I think it was Antoine said that he had just signed a new 8-year thing there or something. So I don't know. Enlighten me. Wade says, why is Superlek out, chat? I am not able to use audio where I'm at right now. Fill him in. Official Louis saw the coffee incident with the bevy live at the stadium. Yeah, that was it. Singapore Indoor Stadium. Wade is happy the fight's off because he says Nico belongs to a higher weight category. Well, they've rebooked the fight, Wade. I know you maybe can't hear me, but fill him in the chat. NG said, any reasons ONE hasn't gone to Singapore lately? I remember back when they always had events there. I think ONE's just in this era now where, like, the UFC are, and WWE, all the major combat sports promotions, I think they want local governments to pay them to come and put on their big show. And that's what you're seeing, I think, with Qatar. And I don't know about Japan, but I think with Singapore, it used to be, Singapore would foot the bill, or at least partially, for some of these shows. So I don't know what's going on with that. I think maybe ONE wants them to and they don't want to. I don't know. I imagine. I just think it's better for ONE anyway to focus on Thailand. I've said it a few times. I hate to say this because Louis is a member, and I know he loves his shows at Singapore in the stadium. And there's a few other people who watch the shows I do, who I interact with as well, who are in Singapore. Yeah, I don't think it'll. Just feel like it's not going to be coming back anytime soon. I think we would have heard about it, maybe when Stamp's healthy again. I think you could take Stamp there and Christian Lee. That just might be it right now. They don't have because they lost Angela Lee as well. She's retired. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd love to, NG. I always enjoy going over there. It's a great trip. See some old friends, and it's a nice stadium. Yeah, it's a good environment. Always a cool fight week. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. I don't know the official reason. I would just speculate it's something to do with money. Yeah, I think they have been in. It's no secret they've been in cost cutting mode for a bit, trying to reach profitability, and I think running out of Lumpini Stadium is obviously the costs are a lot cheaper there. But now these stadium shows are coming back in early 2025, so we may get one, and who knows? They may just add one to that calendar. April. I'm sure Chachi would love to go back. Uh, Anonymous. They cancelled it first from Qatar to June because of a documentary production. Then Stamp got injured a month before the new date. So I didn't know that. The reason they originally cancelled it was because of the documentary. Interesting. Oof. Justice says, I feel like not enough people know the Mikey situation and blame one for it. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, one were catching a lot of heat over that at the time, I remember. And I don't think like Mikey hadn't egged them on or anything. Yeah, it's sometimes one just kind of can't catch a break. A lot of people seem to want to blame them for everything, vent their anger. Uh, it's a shame because sometimes it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't with them. Sometimes they get blamed for everything, even when it's not their fault. Oof. All right, yeah. Anonymous has updated Wade on this. Oh no, it's a joke. Superlek has a car repair appointment scheduled for the same date. He cannot reschedule the appointment, so the fight is off. That is brilliant. Got a laugh from me, Anonymous. One of my members as well. Thank you, Anonymous. Sorry, if you're tuning in now and you see me in a bathrobe, it's because it's Sunday night and I wasn't expecting to do a podcast tonight. But this is obviously very big news. Superlek is out, so we're doing a quick one. I will do just about 15 more minutes if we have enough questions. Oh, we do. There's a lot of comments here. I'm way behind. I'll try and get to them all. I'm not going to do an hour and a half tonight just because, yeah, it is Sunday and I'm enjoying my Christmas break. And we got a big show planned for tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a year in review type show, so we'll run a bit longer on that one if we can. You can all get your Superlek stuff out of your system tonight. That was the plan. I didn't want to do an hour on Superlek tomorrow and then the year in review. Oof. All right, I'm trying to go. Where did I get to in these comments? Okay. Yeah, Percy says Pantoja called out DJ if Mighty Mouse comes out of retirements and fights. Pantoja does one, have a say on that. Yeah, absolutely. I tweeted about this at the time, Percy, that it's all well and good saying I want to fight DJ, but DJ still has fights on his one contract, and if he comes out of retirement, he needs to fight those fights out and then go. If he wants to fight Pantoja, he could then go. But I don't think he'd be getting anywhere close to the same money that he got in one. So it makes no sense for DJ to want to go back to the place that he felt and has repeatedly said publicly that they disrespected him and paid him like shit. Why would he ever want to go back to win a belt that he already won long time ago and defended a record amount of times? He literally has nothing to prove there. If he didn't want to go back for Cejudo, he's not going back for fucking Pantoja, right? So it'll never happen. As I said on Twitter at the time, hell will freeze over before that happens. I hate to disappoint anyone who wants to see that fight, but it doesn't happen. Mikey let one take so much heat, Anonymous says, for that weight debacle. He was on a podcast with DJ a week before saying his current weight was 145-ish. He was not 175. Yeah, I think just it was a very unfortunate thing where people put two and two together again and thought one were being very monstrous, pushing Mikey to make weight. They really weren't. I know the full inside story. I spoke to multiple officials after everything went down, and you may have seen my article I wrote on it. Was very well sourced, and I spoke to Chatri about it as well. I got him on record about it, so I think Yeah, I read that. But it wasn't Mikey's fault, wasn't One's fault. It was just unfortunate situation. Yeah. Darth Rigatoni is now with UFC grappling. Yeah, says Percy. Please tell Chatri to improve the video quality on YouTube. Is Vasu says. I don't know what you mean of like everything they do or certain shows. I'll try and remember to tell him that next time I see him. JK, how many fights won't get cancelled? Though is also a factor to my make or break comment. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Official Louis says there's no fight location for August. Where could that be? Louis is hoping that there's a show in Singapore. CFR Network, what's up, my guy? Says good day all, good day to you too. Tetsuya saying, I think I know now. I now know why the first US show is in May. Chatri said Stamp will be back in April or May, so she'll probably headline that. Yeah, it could be. I think it might be better to give her a tune up, in Thailand if they can. I think it'd be best to give her like a kickboxing fight, just to blow off the cobwebs a bit. No threat of elbows cutting you up. They did that with Smiller as well last year or whatever it was, the year before. I think it was last year. She had a random comeback fight on a Friday fight show in kickboxing, even though she was the Muay Thai champ. I think that's what it was. Yeah, because she won the belt from Jackie. Then I don't think she had a defense for a while. I'm just checking this out on Tapology, so I've got it right, and I'm not just talking shit. Yes, so she beat Jackie. Then it was over a year before she next fought, and she had a random kickboxing fight. Friday fights in May 2023, 13 months after winning the belt. Then she fought Alicia 4 or 5 months after that. So I think that's a good idea for Stamp, because I don't think you want to be thrown straight back in to a headline slot defending your belt in MMA. Although, maybe they could do the Zhong thing. And it's not, if she loses, she loses. It's not going to damage her too much. But I don't know. I could just see her doing a random Friday fights thing or a fight night kickboxing fight. Maybe run back that Supergirl thing. That was kind of fun. Anonymous says, I think Buchecha should go to UFC, to be honest. But what's the ceiling for him there? I don't know. I think Buchecha, before he lost to Rugrug, had a lot of upside. He did look very good against Ali Akbari, to be fair. I think he'd do well in either place, yeah. But if I'm a betting man, I think he'll stay with one. And I'm not a betting man, really. Connor's Corner says, I'd like to see Buchecha fight Rugrug and Anatoly defend his light heavyweight or middleweight title. Then Anatoly fight the winner. Yeah, we could do that. So, what's up? How you doing? Connor says, Tonin got snubbed. Should have fought Kai. Do you think RDR will fight more in the UFC? Percy asked. A lot of UFC questions from Percy. Yeah, he's already got another fight, I think, against Kevin Holland, is it? I don't know when it is. Quite soon. What's up? Shine, my guy. One Loop in EFC. How you doing? RDR is fighting coming on. Yes, next month. Thank you, Connor. Connor knows everything. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments here. I'll PRX sense. Why is Superlek versus Nico delayed? If you're just tuning in, yeah, I'm sure you've been filled in. Superlek seemingly has some sort of injury or illness. He is out, according to Nico's coach, JP Gallagher, and Superlek himself, both posted on social media. Seems like those posts have been removed. So I expect they're going to announce pretty soon they've rebooked that fight for Japan, 172. Trying to get through. Happy New Year, my man. Says One Loop in EFC. Yes, Happy New Year to you as well. Should be. Well, is it tomorrow? No, we got 2 more days of this year. Been a great year, I think. But we'll do the year in review tomorrow. So tune in, guys, tomorrow morning. If you're in America, tomorrow night. If you're in Asia, we will have a year in review. I'm gonna have Combat Sports Today and Story of the Fight both on the show with me, Will and Phil. We're gonna do all our picks for things like Fighter of the Year, Knockout of the Year, all those kind of things. We'll make up some fun awards too. We need to actually figure out what we're doing, but it should be a good laugh. Good way to end the year. Is everyone just trolling? Like they're just jumping in the chat. Like, what's happened to Superlek? I guess the thumbnail I made is too clickbaity, huh? That might be the way to do it these days. Has one been profitable from the beginning? Well, they've said no because they are trying to be profitable now. So they've been a startup for however long they've been around, and they've had investments, and now they're trying to be profitable. NG says, "How do you think one could create an enticing prospect for the new up-and-coming MMA fighters of the world? As I'm sure the majority of the current MMA heavy hitters are sticking with UFC." Well, that's the thing. I think what one can do is just create their own ecosystem of MMA fighters on Friday fights, as they're starting to do. I think, in a year or two, you'll start to see more names from one's MMA there get contracts on one, and then eventually you're going to have rosters of one's MMA fighters. I think gone are the days where they're going to try and poach talent from other organizations, unless it's a super special case. But even then, I just think, do you get the return on your investment when you're paying guys, like the silly money, like $500,000 to fight? Don't think so. Yeah, you can pay someone $5,000 to fight in Muay Thai, and it's going to be more entertaining. Yeah, obviously some of these guys have big names, but I think the one model now with MMA is, let's go find our own people and make them stars ourselves, like they've done with Malakin. I'm sure there's some others. I'm a bit tired. I'm not going to think off the top of my head. Anonymous says champions shouldn't do tune-ups, in my opinion. I get you. I just think one offers a unique opportunity to do the tune-up. Like, you can't do a tune-up if you're in the UFC and you're a champion. But I'm sure many of them who have been coming off big injuries would love to have a tune-up. In one, it's great because you've got a couple other sports. If you're a MMA fighter like Stamp, who has primarily come from Muay Thai and has done kickboxing, what a great option to have. I think that's a great idea. Just to blow off the cobwebs, shake off the ring rust. Because when she comes back, she's not going to be 100% like the first fight. So, do you want to put your golden goose in a situation where you may be risking her losing her belt just so you can have her on this card? I would definitely try and do that other option. Percy, Red Mikey still has a good relationship with Chatri. Yeah. Honestly, he does. There's no beef there. It's just business. I think UFC offered Mikey a deal. From what I know, he was already kind of had one foot out the door even before that stuff happened in Denver. And I think ADCC wanted to make a big play for through the UFC for grappling and challenge Craig Jones after his thing popped off pretty big. So Mikey's just part of that whole. There's a big power struggle right now in grappling, and ONE's responded as well by bringing in Tom DeBlas as vice pres, whatever his title is, and he's now signed Dante Leon, Colabate, and this other new guy. I forgot his name. I'm not a grappling expert, but yeah, if you're a grappler right now, great for you because there's multiple places all throwing money around for your services. Sundale's still with ONE. Ask Connor. No idea. She's in Vegas now training MMA. I heard, so not sure. I did speak to her dad on messaging not too long ago. I think if the fight, an opportunity came to fight, I think they'd take it, but it's tough for them because there's no. She's left Fairtex. Yeah, there's no flyweight division for her. There's no strawweight's gonna be tough for her to make. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up soon, guys, because I promised I'd only do an hour at a time, and we've hit the hour. What time is the US? Yeah. Connor's Corner. I'm down to jump on that year in review podcast tomorrow if you have me. Yes, so we'll have Connor as well. Hell yeah. We'll have Connor's debut. So it'll be me, story of the fight, combat sports today, and Connor making his debut. Connor's going to be, making a fist of it this year. He's going to do some content, his Twitter, his YouTube. So make sure you're following him. Connor McDougall on Twitter. I think it is ONEFC Connor on Instagram. He's a super fan. One of the biggest ONE fans in the land. For real. Chester. Yeah, you're also welcome. We've had Chester on once before during a watch along, so why not do it? Yeah, let's get the boys together. Shimazu asking when was Zhang's last fight in ONE? It's that Wonder Girl thing last September in Singapore. So been a year and change. She was going to be in Denver, obviously. Stamp got injured. Vegas MMA sounds like she's going to UFC's strawweight division. I don't know. Could she make that? What is ONE strawweight? Is like 10 pounds above UFC's. So, and she's struggling to make that. I have no idea about UFC's divisions anymore. She would have to be. Is flyweight still a thing there? I think it is, right? It was bantam they scrapped, right? When Nunes retired. Yeah, it would be that, I'm sure. Yeah, whatever UFC's 135 division is. John Flower, hello, thank you, goodbye. Yeah, you missed the show, John. Sorry. I'm about to wrap it up. As Asako says, Superlek's not scared of Nico. Him look small, just like Saenchai did to his many bigger opponents. Make him look small, I think. It's about business to move this fight. Yeah, maybe. There's going to be conspiracy theories, perhaps. Yeah, they want to put this on Japan to sell tickets. I don't know. That's quite the conspiracy theory. If so, I think if Superlek is not injured, they definitely do this fight in Bangkok. Speaking of Supergirl, she just opened her own gym. Anonymous says, "Yeah, I heard about this." If you're wrapping up, Shimazu says, "Thanks for the info. Wish you a happy new year." Same to you, Shimazu. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to do the year in review show. I'm going to jump off now just because otherwise I'll stay here all night. Love chatting to all of you guys and girls. Yeah. Love the community. And join in. Yeah. Tune in, tomorrow for year in review. We'll have a good time just recapping all the highs and lows of 2024 in ONE Championship. And I'm sure it'll be very fun. We'll make it fun. Sounds like we're gonna have a good crew on now, like 4 or 5 of us. So, uh, Susan, it's great. Susan says I look and sound better. Thanks, John. I think last time you saw me, I hadn't slept very well in a long time. I think I'd worked 5 weeks straight without a day off, including 2 or 3 trips as well there for one. So yeah, I actually I vividly remember the I just slept so well on Christmas morning. Normally on Christmas morning, I tend to wake up about 7 a.m. or something because you're childlike, giddy with excitement. It's Christmas, yeah. You wanna waste a moment, do you? You wanna watch a film straight away. Normally, yeah, I'm already watching some stupid stuff by 7:30 with my like get the chocolate out straight away. But I I slept until 9:30 or something because I was so exhausted. That's what the story is, long-winded story. So you tell Susan I had a good rest, Christmas and Boxing Day, and however many days we've had since then, I've been sleeping really good. Uh, yeah, I've been taking a break. The other part-time job I've been doing has been uh, taking like 10 days off that. So um, yeah, I've just been grinding pretty hard lately, and definitely needed some sleep. So I'm feeling a lot better now. Been chilling. Had a really fun Christmas break. Just been relaxing. Making a lot of roast dinners. Had another one tonight. Roast beef. Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you, Susan. I hope John and Susan also you had great holidays. And thanks for your concern, Susan, about my well-being. I'm feeling good. I probably look a lot less haggard than I did last Monday, whenever it was I did the show. All right. Paulua says there should be more. Oh no, I've got to leave. I'm not going to get into more. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time tomorrow. We're going to do year in review. Yeah. One more from NG. When are you heading to Thailand? I got to book my flights, damn. I think Tuesday night I'll be there quite late. Next week, not next week, the week after for the fight night show. Yeah. And we'll see. Maybe I'll stay between that show and 170. I'm not sure yet. Great podcast. See you tomorrow, Connor. Yeah, see you all. I'm gonna force myself to leave now. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in.